Ugh. Well, anyway, I had a pretty boring weekend this week. I cleaned up a little bit. I don't know what I did to my, like, left ankle, but it has been slightly... I should check that wall. It has been slightly bothersome for the last week or so for me. Not enough to, like, oh, I can't walk around and function and stuff, but, like, definitely noticeable in a way that doesn't seem great. But really all that meant is, like, I definitely didn't go and take a big walk this week. Despite wanting to. Alright, hello again, Aqueducts. I'm back. I'm sure there were whispery whispers at some point in this area that I missed. And I know there were some of those reflective mirrors. I find my body is very, very bad about, oops. My fingers, I should say, is very bad about which button is parry today. Keep hitting change weapon instead for some reason. But yeah, so I didn't go... take a big walk. Instead, I just kind of like binged some anime all weekend. But, you know, don't get me wrong, I love to binge some anime, but... Immaculate what? Immaculate Mother of Pearl Gouge. Metal blade with pronounced curve with it. Sculptor's carve and sculpt the wood. With extreme delicacy to produce precise... Oh, okay. Another thing for the contour guy. Nice. You started Fire Force. I have not watched any Fire Force. But one of my ex-coworkers definitely asked me a little bit about that. I guess they started season 3 or something recently. No, I watched a whole bunch of Laid Back Camp. Not, I'm guessing not the kind of anime many of you are like, oh yeah, Neil definitely would watch Laid Back Camp. Turn around, you jerk. I don't know what is wrong with my fingers right now. Laid Back Camp is just like, hey, here's an anime about some high school girls having a club day thing where they do camping. And they cook food and hang out and look like they have good times. And that is the entire anime. Which, don't get me wrong, I've actually enjoyed it quite a bit. It's chill, I will say. One might even describe it as kind of laid back. But there's like a bunch of seasons of it. And I think I watched 2 seasons and a movie. Not all over the weekend, to be fair. I've been watching Laid Back Camp for like a week and a half now. I was watching a few episodes a night. But this weekend, I just watched a shitload of it because I wasn't doing other stuff. I watched like the movie and probably half a season or something. Apothecary Diaries continues to be great. I do like that show a lot. But no, Laid Back Camp is like... And I'm sure it's gonna sound nice and terrible. But you know, as someone who doesn't get out much, an anime about people hanging out and having friends and going camping was kind of like, oh, that seems really fucking nice. Oops. I bet that would be a fun time. I haven't been camping in an extremely long time, though. Right? Like, last time I went camping, I must have been... God, I don't even know. Would it have been high school? I feel like I must have camped at some point since high school. But I can't think of when I would have. Like, I went camping a fair amount as a kid. But, like... Did I ever do this? No. That might be why. I feel like I jumped out of one of these earlier. Why not? Oh, that did more damage than I thought it would. Oops! I'm really just trying to think of when the last time I camped was, though. Because, like, I remember doing some camping at, like... Y'all just give me my big smashy weapon that makes you all easy and I don't have to think. I have, like, a distinct memory of a camping trip in high school. It was near one of the beaches out in California. It's like a camping ground near the beaches. Probably near Bodega Bay. And I don't know when I would have camped after that. I really feel like I must have. At some... Oh, you know what? There was... I think it counts. There was, like, one... I would say counts as camping day that I did with the SCA up in Canada. They were doing one of their, like weekend tournament event type things that they would do. And, I missed you last time.
Penitente de misericordes pasos. Mi máscara de oro llora al teneros delante.
But anyway, that was in, like, a big field, like, basically right next to a highway. And I wasn't thinking of it so much as camping, because it wasn't, like, a camping trip. But people did, like... I could have taken a bus home easily. But I stayed in a tent at this event, and a lot of people did. So it was like, that was technically the last time I went camping. Because that does count. It just, it wasn't like a, we're going all the way out to a fucking camping ground, setting up tents, cooking, doing all this stuff out there, doing this big thing. Like, this was This was kind of its own separate little event. Where, yes, I did sleep in a tent at this event. So it counts as camping. But, like, literally I could have walked to one of my friends' houses from that campground. It would have been like maybe an hour walk. Not even that bad, you know? So, I couldn't think of it. But it did happen. Urban camping. Yeah, we'll call it urban camping. It was outside of the city, but it was not in like, it was not out where you think of like a camping space to me. It was too damn close to a highway to be to be like a camping ground in that way. In my head. Anyway, hey little guy. Or big little guy.
Evocando inciertos futuros. Hacednos recordar cuando el milagro nos impuso su oscuro castigo, que nos impide elevarnos y viajar con los soplos del viento. Penitente, liberad a mis hermanos que, por designios de un milagro que parece sernos ya ajeno,
I have been freeing your little friends as I find them.
Y repartidos por estas tierras, bajo la mirada del gran corazón surgido en el cielo. Solo ellos os permitirán subir a lo más alto.
Now I will say, all that said, oh, I guess for each one I save, yeah, for each one I save I get a new platform. Okay. I'm guessing I definitely am not saved enough to get anywhere near a reward for it. That's fair. I don't know how I missed coming in this door last time. Weird. I was not being particularly careful in my travels last week. Where's my souls to the left more? Why didn't I ever get you? Oh, because you have the golden things that I can't interact with yet. Okay. I'll already do that. Itch. But I will admit, watching that laid-back camp show has made me going a little bit like, what if I invested in a tent and a sleepy bag and maybe one or two other items? But also, I don't know that my, there we go. I knew I could do that. I just was messing up. Anyway, but also, like, my tummy is not what it once was, to say the least. And I can't help but be a little bit like, I don't know that a camping trip is something that would be as feasible or for just my body physically in general as it once was. My tummy was never what I wished it was. True. But now with my inability to eat cheese and stuff, it's like, it's not that I don't think I could have a nice meal while camping, but also watching this show where they're constantly doing like hot pots and stuff, and like, one of the fun things about the show is they're like, hey, here's this like really simple camping recipe basically. Like, put a bunch of shit in a pot and it cooks and you have a great like camping soup basically. And it's like, yeah, that seems awesome. There's also cream in like 99% of them. And I cannot do cream no more. So there's little bits of that are sad, and like, I know there's a lot I could do, at least theoretically could do. Oop. But I also know that I think I might be asking for more than... I might be asking for more than is necessarily particularly feasible, given a lot of my current situations and such. Like, not to mention just the fact that I don't have good transport right now, right? I don't have a car, I don't have a moped or nothing. And that's not to say you can't go camping without that stuff. But if I want to do some amount of, like, getting to a campsite... Like, do I want to rent a car for a weekend? I could. But that suddenly turns the camping trip into a much bigger thing. Again, not that I'm against that. I could do, like, soba ramen stuff, true. This was like sand land. Did we ever go above these? I feel like I must have, but I also see an item up there. I remember doing this, though. But this feels weird. Oh, but I couldn't do this. I still can't walk on glass. I don't know what I need to walk on those glass platforms. Now, I feel like I could have gotten that item to the left, though. I'm a little surprised I didn't. Like, why didn't I pick this up last time? Oath of the Old Woman. The Hamlet of Golden Knots. I haven't found that place, have I? Hamlet of Golden Knots. If last name... Horns. I have definitely not found a Golden Knots area. Okay. Also, ground cover is essential. Blow-up mattresses work great. Yeah. You have an REI membership. I'm pretty sure there's an REI, like, not that far from me. Like, that part of camping, the, like, getting the equipment and stuff is definitely not the part I am unsure about, I guess. The bigger thing is, like, the upfront investment for a thing that I don't know that I would use very frequently. Not that you need it to have it all the time. And yes, I know, Oregon is prime camping. That's the thing, like, I'm in an area where it might be nice to honestly go and do, like, a... Just, what the fuck do I do with my weekends, right? What do I do with my weekends? I really could just make a fucking camping trip out of something. And I know I could. And it probably would be worth it. I would probably have a perfectly fine time, even camping by myself. But it's still a bit of a thing to think about doing. Might be good stress relief. Might be. I agree. The possibility of it being good stress relief is there. Right, and that's why there was nothing over here. Okay. Sacred entombments. I don't know why I didn't go down either of those. Probably a wall I couldn't get through. But again, with the electric swords that turned me into lightning, maybe I can now. Part of why we're running through all this stuff we did already. Once you're outdoors, so camping neighbors or people... or easy chit-chat and convo. I mean, I'm too shy to talk to some random fucking person in a campground, but I do understand where you're coming from. I don't hear any whispering ladies. Where are those whispering sisters at? Oh, right, this area was annoying. Forgot about all these guys. Now that I have a way quicker weapon, like maybe this is actually going to be less annoying than it was the first time through. The way that those dudes summon themselves. Explode with lightning! Okay. Unfinished lullaby. Not a sister. I'm a little sad, but another thing. Intended to soothe the cries of the innocent one. Sleep, my child, sleep. Don't cry. My voice sings to you. Okay. Interesting. Right, this area. I never found my way. But it might have been a mirror. I never found my way to up here. It was not a mirror, darn. Can't like push this somehow, right? No. Oops. Heal me! But if they talk to me, I'm outdoors with clean air. True. And if there's one thing I know about myself, I'm perfectly social when other people talk to me. Just not social on the other way around. Cannot get down there. Okay, this was a door on the left and a slammy thing on the right. Okay. Or on the down. Okay. Should have seen you not be social at the breaks at English country dance yesterday. That's alright, I've seen myself be plenty unsocial at those types of events too. Hi, why did I never come down here? Great question. Whole nother ornate chalice, I missed one. I feel like I was really not thorough last week, y'all. Why was I so wildly unthorough last week? Seems weird for me, you know? That's why I wasn't going that way. Still don't actually know if that chain is something I can deal with now. Because I haven't tried this weapon on it. Could work. If Rose Red isn't going to tease me about being a completionist, what's the point? So true, so true. I feel like I've been pretty good lately about not being too completionist-y about stuff lately. I'm arguably happy with myself about that. Okay, does this work? No, that did nothing. We had to try, we had to try. Okay. Well, let's... Just in case the back wall here has a nun in it. Okay. Still haven't heard a ton of nun whispers, but we did find one. I've been much better. It depends a lot on the game, too. This is... I heard that. Sounds like a nun. Hey. You look different than the others. Oh! Hidden wall behind a hidden wall. The fuck you doing here, game? Ah, fuck you. I've been using my quick weapon. No exploding around me. Ah! Hello, brand new zone. Interesting. Well, that sure makes it seem like I need to get the double jump or whatever that's gonna let me go down this way, huh? That's what it feels like to me, anyway. Damn. Good thing, too, or you'd have to start wondering if I was making up the whispering business. It was one of those things where, like, I had heard the whispers before I had the context for what they might mean. And then I met the nun lady in town and was like, oh shit. Maybe that's a hint. Okay. I think we'll just teleport back for now.